Hey guys, welcome to the Doomben preview, and it is a fantastic betting card. And I've got Nick Meredith, our Manning Yard Mail inside information, and the form and the suggested bets on a Friday that I've been posting for the Saturday meetings have been going brilliant. How you going, Nick?
Yeah, good. I've been cooked for a week, but battling through all right. We got to the sunny coast last week. It was the fetal position early with a couple of ones that we liked that just was disappointing early, but we got out in the end. Mid meeting was good, and at the end was good. So it ended up being not a bad day. So it was
That's good. And Suri, how are you going personally, and how is Combet going commercially?
Yeah, personally going well. Hong Kong always goes that little dip a couple of weeks before the end of the season, which it's pretty hard to find a winner, or they're pretty short. Combet's going really well. So we're building. The mobile site's just come the last couple of weeks. So we're getting a few more people on track and a few more recreational dollars, where we've had a fair whack of pro dollars that we get smashed with every week. There's plenty of that coming in. But we're getting a lot softer money now, which we really need to make sure we can be to be sustainable.
And you're going that well. You've even got a shirt there, mate. I see. Hey?
We have got the Combet shirts.
Yeah. Jesus, maybe I should put my RacingRant gear on. I feel jealous.
I'll send you my PO box, mate. Just size extra large. Put one of them in.
Yeah.
We'll do. We've got a few in there at the moment. So maybe some sign-ups. Might send some random ones out to some new customers.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. And Nick, how do you like this card on first look?
Yeah, not bad, Gordo. I like Doomben as a track. It's a good punting track. It's a very predictable track.
So 1 meter rail. What are you thinking?
Oh, should be okay.
Yep.
It's all where you are in the run at Doomben. But I think, look, we've had really fine weather here today. I think it's a soft 7 still at the moment, but we've had fine weather, a bit of wind around. I think it'll get to a 5 and possibly even a 4. So I don't see it really disadvantaging any runner.
So the 7 at the moment just means they don't water it pretty much, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Oh, they won't touch it.
Yeah.
Touch it. We had some wind. We had some rain. I mean, Eagle Farm would have raced us a 3 tomorrow. There's a difference between the tracks. And if anyone doesn't know, they're just across the road from each other.
Yeah.
Like literally across the road from each other. But we've had, as I said, good westerly winds here today that'll dry it out. I don't see any I think the track will be pretty fair.
Biddy and Trent, how are you handling it? I'm going to have to pause on this. What I'm calling you, you know what I mean?
What's this Trent thing?
You do just do the sooty thing for.
I think for the Combet representation and the fact that this show is watched by a lot more viewers than just our guys who know you very well, we'll call you Trent.
Yeah, no problems. Okay. Yeah, it's all good. Doomben, you always want to be up and in. There's only small fields tomorrow, so I don't think you're going to have those big fields where you can get back and have no hope. So it's being a little bit closer, you might be able to sit a little bit further back and get home. So I'll wait and see the first few races. But at first look is it's going to be looking for shorties.
Okay, and have you priced the meeting?
Yes, priced every runner.
Beauty. So that's handy, Nick. So if we want to know what his assessed prices is, we'll hit you up during the program. Okay, let's get stuck into it. Race 1, 2-year-olds. What do you got, Nick?
Keen. I don't understand the market here. I'm against the favourite at the price. I thought it was a pretty low win at its midweek maiden. I'm surprised it's not in the paddock. I thought it was a battling win at, I think it was $1.30, something around, those odds, and just fell in on the line. It's not something that I thought was a horse that's a 2-year-old was going to improve off that. It's certainly not the pattern that I want to back into. And the number 2, Power of the Brave, I know it won at Newcastle and that, but I thought it was a pretty stylish win. For a 2-year-old, first start, ran really good time. I think it was the best 600 of the day. Pretty keen to play here. I think, look, it's going to get, we say it's going to get back, but it's only, what, a 6-horse field now? 2, 3, 4, 6-horse field now. So it's not going to get that far out of its ground. So, and it was around the $4 still available when I checked not long before. I'm on it $4. And yeah, happy to play here. I don't think the rest are much good.
Okay, it's interesting. Sooty, what do you got? Trent, what have you got?
I've got the 1 and 2 equal top pick at $2.80. Price means I lean towards the 2, Power of the Brave. It's currently $3.90 with Top Sport. It's missed the start 1 length, settled last, powered home on that Belmont course. So, yeah, definitely with the price, more than happy to take that on with the Sydney form coming up. The 6, Shodra, is the only danger to the other 2, but keen to lay the 4 and 5 also. Not completely against the 1, but at the price, can't have it. So we'll be backing number 2, Power of the Brave.
Okay, well, that's interesting to me. I'm half agreeing with you guys, and that is I think Transatlantic is too short, and I wouldn't even take $3, guys. That's how unimpressed I was with it last start. So I have to bet in the race. Now, it too is interesting, but, you know, it was Beaumont, guys, not Newcastle. And, you know, that's a level down off that as well. It's glorified country. Stylish against horses that have no ability. Yeah, I mean, it's only ever race start, so it's got a chance. But I wasn't sure that it was the value in the race. I thought number 6 was value. I kind of thought it had a bit of style there because it didn't get a lot of space, extended really nice lately. I'll be really interested to see what Nick says from the yard, because I'm assuming you weren't there at the midweek program, Nick, so you wouldn't have seen this one live yet.
No, I haven't seen it good, no.
Yeah, so we'll get a good lead from Nick's Mounting Yard Mail on Saturday, but I mean, it's $8 to find out. And I'm actually giving a chance to number 7, Jack's Boom as well, which is longer odds as well. I mean, you started your career in a proper Saturday race. You had a really long spell. You've come back with 2 trial victories. You've had a dominant win. Can you really pay a lot of attention to that dominant win? Probably not, because it was on the synthetic at Gold Coast. But still, it's a lightly raced one with upside. And I'd rather take a punt on 2 $8 shots than Beaumont form and what I'm considering suspect form about the 1. Saying that, I kind of wouldn't want to lose on the 2. You know me, like, instead of laying 1, what I'll do is back those 3 because I give the others none. You know what I mean? Not that there's many others, but it doesn't matter. You know, it's a thing I say all the time. Like, Master Plan will be taking up 7%. Well, do I want to throw away 7% on a horse that can't win? No, I don't. And same with the other one as well. So.
Yep.
2, 6, 7, but 6 and 7 will be better results for me. Let's move on to race 2 over the 1,600 meters. And Nick, what do you got?
Let's have a quick look here. So, all right, Eaglemont, I did support last time at Ipswich, and it just excuse me, guys, I'm battling with this. It sort of looked like it was going to come into the race, but then got no room, and so I'm sort of discounting the run. So, look, it doesn't have a great record, but I'm discounting the run. Kinetic, I can't come into it all. I thought it was poor at Ipswich. Aqua Alta has some chance, but probably if I'm looking for one, I'm going to wait for the parade. Is the number 8 Ella Ta'ama, the Chris Lee's runner? I think it's the one that is maybe on the up a little bit. I didn't mind its run at Sydney at Rose Hill. It wasn't anything standing, but it held its ground pretty well, second up. So I think it's a chance to improve here. So it's the one I'm looking at. The 10, I'm misbehaving. Look, it's a 6-year-old mare. I don't think they're really going to improve as 6-year-old mares. And, you know, it's 8th run in this prep. So there's a bit of mail around for it, but, you know, it's not going to jump out of the ground. I think it's fairly exposed. So I'm probably looking to play here on the 8, but I certainly will wait to have a look at it.
Beauty. And I can let you know our Sydney Mounting Yard guy Glenn reckons it's come back in fantastic fettle. He just reckons it looks like, not that it can't do good stuff on the good, but it would be, let's just say if it was soft 7 or worse, which it won't be, it'd be a moral in this race, but it's probably still looking good even on a soft 5. Trent, what have you got?
I'm all over the 8, Ella Tiama. I've got it $2.50. Ladbrokes look to be taking on at the moment at $4.60. I've taken some of that and some more around the place. It's third up here from Sydney. Was held up 400 metres to 300 metres last start. Only got cleared the concluding stages. Sydney form superior to this. I could rate it even higher than what it is if it was slightly more damp. I think it's an unload job. Keen to lay the 2, the 6, and the 7, but unload job 8.
Okay.
Just on Doomben, Gord, I know it's drying out. but it always has cushion.
Yeah.
So they'll get a toe in. So I don't see it as.
I think, look, Nick, that's great information because a toe in is enough for this horse.
Yeah, I think so. Look,
What it's coming off is so superior than any of these.
yeah, look,
like
the
these are
default position
these
should
are
always
struggle to
be-
win races in the country, New South Wales. Like,
Yeah, look, the
God's sake.
default position in Brisbane should always be, if they're coming from Sydney, it's superior form.
And it's Saturday, Metro. You know, these are $150,000 race. This is like Vienna Princess lines. This is like some other decent lines in the last race where it didn't get all favours, and that was on a good track. Like 3 lengths off it in that Rosehill 15, not getting luck, is enough franking on to even back it on a good track. What I'm saying, off our yard guy in Sydney, who is, you know, well, what can you say? He's like the godfather of bloody mounting yard
well
mail, Glenn, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was going to declare this thing in a Saturday metropolitan race in Sydney if it was on a wet track. So I agree with you too. I'm very excited about number 8. And yet again, like, you can give us a good lead there too, Nick, because I'm suggesting, looking at some of the others in this race.
Well, there's a bunch of workers around it. I just think the prices are a bit wrong on some of these races early when we've had a look. I mean, I'm with Sooty that I didn't agree with the price in the first race. I thought they've got those 2 favourites completely wrong. And I think this is, I'm not sure that, I think the market's going to be vastly different by the time they jump this race, put it that way.
Well, yeah, 8's firmed up already. I was expecting them, because I did this before prices were out, I was expecting them to make an even bigger mistake on it.
There was a scratching good. The favourite was scratched. That's why
Space Tracker came out. Yeah, Space Tracker came out.
Yeah. But I'm saying that I was expecting them not to find LT Armour at all in the opening markets.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm talking about when they first, like, I was refreshing on this one because I thought there'd be a massive mistake in the market.
Yeah, okay.
Let's move on to race 3 over 2,000 metres. And Nick, I'll go to you again.
No, not for me, Gord. Too many questions here. Too many average horses with poor winning records. There's plenty of races to bet in. I think the favourite's short enough. Well and truly short enough. I may even look to maybe lay that depending on what it gets into, but probably a no bet race for me.
Beauty. Trent, what do you got?
I've got the 8 colleagues on top, but I've got it $3.40. It's currently $2.60 across the board. So I'm going to look for a value for the 2,000 metre race. I don't particularly want to be taking the shorts in any 2,000 metre race, particularly when I've got it a little bit longer. So I've got a couple here at odds. Number 2, Our Rebel. I've rated it $6. It's currently 13. I was caught wide, went forward, but tired late last start. Should get a better run here, 4th up. I'm also going to have something on number 5, Flensburg. I've got it $6.80. It's currently $11. It's rating consistently. There's no world beaters here, so I'm more than happy to take those 2 at double figure.
And what do you think about the 25 back to the 20?
These are all slow horses.
Yeah.
Exactly. Good summary. Yeah.
It's not gonna worry it too much. It does love Ipswich though, but there's not a lot here, so I'm more than happy to spec it at that price.
Really, no opinion from me. Race 4, 1,200 metres. Now this looks like a pretty juicy race. I'll go to you first, Trent.
I've covered off the 14 Skidmarink, but I couldn't have it. My original pricing was quite long, but I've got it now. I've just marked it off, covered it off at 360, so I don't really want to lay it. It's not something I want to stand for, but I'm not keen to back it. I'm going to back a couple here at odds. I've got number 6, Amity Girl, $10.80. It's currently around the $15 mark. It's begun awkwardly the last few, so hopefully it doesn't do that again. It rates well, and I think if it's going to win, it's going to be this weekend. The other one I've got is number 10, Typhoon Tavi. So this is down in class from the listed race at Ipswich. Again, this one began awkwardly and over race last start. I think it can improve its 5th run back. So I've got that around the $10.80 mark also. And I think it's $17 around about.
Yeah, it's best available. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be specking those 2.
Beauty. And Nick, saw you nodding there. You must like this race.
Yeah, I do. Quite keen to play here, Gord. The 2 and the 3. I'm going to defer to the Sydney form here with Star Spirit. I think it gets a nice run here. It'll be maybe 3 pairs back, I think. And I think that'll be perfect. I really like the way it hit the line at Canterbury. I think that's better than most of these. And Canadian Dancer's not a bad fresh horse. You know, I like the stable, blah, blah, blah. Not 100% sure where it gets in the run. Could get stuck 3 wide here, which is a bit of a concern. And the 14 Skiddamink, I just don't know how to price it. I really don't know where it is in the market. I mean, it's first up since November. It's coming off Melbourne form, which can be a disaster. I couldn't find a trial or jump out for it. Maybe someone has, but I couldn't. So I can't come into it, which means I've got to almost ignore it. And I think Star Spirit, the 2, the big concern for me is the jock. I'm not a fan. Yeah, not a fan, but yeah, look, I just think hopefully it sits running line and can come to the outside, and I think it'll be strong. And look, I'm getting 750, somewhere around that mark. So yeah, quite keen to play on the each way play there.
Beauty. I think it's going to be really interesting, your yard here, Nick, because off my figures, off that last victory of Skidamarink,
Yep.
it had owned these. So, but I mean, it's got to be a question mark because that is a very long break. Was there a problem with the horse? I haven't heard. I don't know anybody in this Freedman stable. But it'll be really interesting to see what you say from the yard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just on the yard, I see Glenster had a good report on the Star Spirit last start, second up. So I'm expecting it to be absolutely at its top here. So I just like the way it attacked the line, Gordon. I thought it was a bit stiff to stunt the run before. And yeah, I just don't know with the 14. I really don't know.
Well, we don't, but we guess we might get more information later on. What I'm saying is that I wouldn't want to like kind of similar to you, Trent, is that you kind of don't want to lay it because there's just too many question marks there. Saying that, I mean, I thought an easy bet was the number 2 Nick Star Spirit. People are going to look at that small margin at Canterbury when you were on the fence, which was at an advantage. But Jesus, you didn't get a lot of luck. And when you finally got a gap, you extended like a bloody good horse. You're still third up, early prep this. You can springboard off that. Yeah, but I mean, I'm quite comfortable taking that Sydney run of Star Spirit and the good figure victories of the lightly raced one down the bottom, number 14. Like I got to say, Nick, even if it wasn't bad for the yard, I wouldn't want to lose on it. You know what I mean? Like I'd level stake Star Spirit and it just on suspicion because I wasn't super keen on the rest of them.
There was one I just double check here the price, but there was one I was surprised at how short it had become in the market was the 8 Intersect. I think it's it's like $3, $4 now. I mean, it's going to get a nice run, but oh, geez, got a few convictions. I'm happy to play against it.
And look, I mean, it's auto. Normally, what happens in early markets before the real serious money happens in the last 2 minutes is inside draws, fashionable connections. They're backed, and we're Golan, we're Maloney, we're Barrier 1. That's just auto early money. That. So yeah, no, I'm with you there. Could be interesting what happens with its price.
Yeah, I've got it $7. You get to Combet, you get the best of the market there.
There we go. Well, this is the information we're giving, guys. Get a Combet account. Sooty's the man. Actually, well, you know, maybe the algorithm has an opinion, but maybe Trent does a little bit as well. So there you go.
That's about where I reckon it should be, Sooty. I mean, I can't believe the price it is at the moment. So yeah, if you want to get on it, there's your avenue for sure.
Yeah, I think I tweak it in, so it will be best. It will be best.
Have you got a black Labrador, Nick?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh no, it's a rescue dog. She's half Labrador, Kelpie, and a bit of other things.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, she's going for a walk now.
I just saw her following. Is that your wife in the background? Yeah.
Is she doing cartwheels in the background? Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to race 5 over the 1350, and this felt like your kind of race, Trent. What have you got?
I'm very keen. The 3 here, Pocket Full. I've backed it. I think I took 270 or 280 yesterday. I've got it marked even money. I was looking for a hat trick this prep. Won comfortably last start. I started doing the form for it, and I said, "Oh, I'm going to be so against this horse. I'm going to be so against it." And then went and looked at the other ones. And said, "Well, I'm very, very against you. I'm very, very against." So that number one.
Okay, so why were you against one? Yeah.
Well, it come first at a restricted 0 Metropolitan win race at Ipswich. It was 25-1 last time it started in a 3-year-old open race, and that Ekaterina race, I'm really sus on. So there's 3 convictions there, and at $3.10, we will be best price. If you, it's just
Well,
those
I
3
know
things.
some people that are going to back it. So
Yeah, well, I might lift the limits and we'll let them on. It's well, the problem is with the 3 pocket full, it's coming because it's coming from that midweek race, and it's coming from a open race. It's hard to line up exactly where it is. If it was a 3-year-old race and it was Saturday, I could line it up and I could get a bit of a gauge on the SPs. So that's the only caveat there where I'm a little worried about it, because I originally went to take that on. Then when you're looking at the next one is Count to Beans. Look, I think it's the only danger. And I'm like, oh, Count to Beans, that hasn't won for a long time. Then I came back to the other one and said, well, you've got less convictions. I'm dead set against the one. Then I'm going to be all over you.
but
So
couldn't you half line it up with its last 2 runs before it went for the spell, where you do have lines through Soothsayer and West of Africa, and you've got reasonable SPs there? Isn't that some sort of information that is giving you what you want to be more positive about it?
about the one, about the sorry.
No, about yours, pocketful.
Yeah, it's so I've got the last prep. The problem is the last prep probably isn't enough to be as keen. It's obviously come back better, so I've got to try and rate it between. So it's had last prep, it got to a peak of about 41. So I've got it rating last time about a 40 and a half. And to get it where I need to be to get even money, I've rated it 43 and a half. So I've rated it significantly higher than where it is, but I'm just worried about the open company, because they can tend to rate a lot higher in the open company, and then they come back to the 3-year-olds.
Yeah, but you can adjust that. I don't need to look at a number, Nick, do we, Nick? Because we can just go off 0.3 of a length off Antino when there was 5.5 lengths to the 3rd horse. Look, I don't know what you found, Nick, but I just I couldn't put one in the bin. But what have you found?
Well, one's not in the bin for me.
Yeah, there we go. Look, oh, you're going to be holding some money, Trent.
We had a really good result on this one at Ipswich.
Yeah.
And look, I guess the barrier's a little tricky, but it's a long run from the 1350. I'm sort of hoping it'll just get in the running line on pace. Yeah, look, I understand what Sooty's coming with, Trent's coming with pocket full, but he's just not a Saturday trainer for me. He's on the sunny coast, but when he comes to town, I want decent value before I'm even interested in backing any Kendrick runner at Brisbane on the weekend. I think the race is in the top 3. I don't think there's any other chances apart from them. But if I can get 350 Sailor's Secret, something like that, I'm very happy to play. I think he's, yeah. On his look, Gord, I put a lot of faith in the horse's last run.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought his last run at Ipswich was a pretty dominant win. I don't love the Ipswich form; it's a bit funny sometimes, but I thought it was a dominant win. The 3 kilo claim makes it even more attractive. And she's okay. She can ride a bit. She's getting a lot of opportunities with good stables. And we see it often in Brisbane at this time. Just once we've gone out of the carnival and going a little bit of off-season, these young kids that can ride with their 3 kilo claim, when you look at ratings and that, it really throws them in a good position. So, yeah, I'm quite keen to play here on the one.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I'm like you guys. You only need to look at 3 horses, which is 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, from a betting perspective, I'm thinking, okay, well, how am I going to differentiate this and what percentages are you taking up? Well, the thing about it is Sailor's Secret and Count to Beans are actually linked, aren't they? Because they both ran in the Ekaterina race, and we've obviously got a shorter SP about a far shorter SP about Count the Beans. You know?
Yeah,
But
so
then
I'm
we've
giving
got
it
the
a buy.
Sailor's Secret last start dominant win. I just thought that was really difficult to line up because I love that run of Sailor's Secret win of Sailor's Secret's last start. And I had him my little bit look to back next start. So I kind of similar to you, Nick. But then when I saw that tie-in and the fact that they were taking up so much percentage, I thought, well, I'd sort of rather play the DF lightly raced one. So I actually did lean to yours, Trent, even though I played a little bit of devil's advocate there. And I wouldn't have off its 2 wins this preparation. I only entertained it when I saw some of the stuff it did last preparation. The weird thing is Nick will have a better feel for that than I do, and it seems like he's not super happy about it. So,
Look, I'm not a fan of the trainer on the weekend on a Saturday meeting
yeah,
in Brisbane. Just not one for me. I mean, they can win, and that, but not one for me. And I'm just not sure the twos. It's 1 from 11. That's not something I mean, there's circumstances around that, of course, but it's still 1 from 11.
but that's what I'm saying. But it's linked to the one, Nick. So is that an anchor on the one, or are we just going to say let's go off last start dominant victory and really get involved?
You can look at it that way, good. But then 1 from 11 can mean you're a herd animal, and then you look at the one which pissed in last start. So it's tricky. I think, like we've said, there's only 3 chances, and look, I might look at the yard and say there's just no edge here and not play. So, but yeah, 1 on top for me, but no surprise if the 2 or 3 win for sure.
Oh, well, don't get me wrong, because, you know, when Trent says that he's going to go top odds, because they're top odds on nearly every horse, Nick. So normally they're $4, about $3.20. So I'm assuming if Trent is saying that he really wants to lay it, then it could be $5 when everybody else is $3.20 because they like giving money away.
Certainly keen to take it on. So let's have a look.
I mean, let's face it, it's a slam dunk in that price range, isn't it? You know?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. When you get that sort of price, well, yeah, giddy up. Yeah.
I've got the one $10, but you won't get 10. I might.
Oh, okay. Let's move on to race 6 over the 1350. And Nick, what do you got here?
Okay, good tempo here. As a reach, will obviously jump and run. Couple I like here, Gordo. I'll be playing here for sure. Excuse me. The 7's a horse of mine, Blazer Trail. I thought he did a decent job at Ipswich. I think he'll get a decent run here. Depends on what Maloney does here. He's got to make a decision early, because if he doesn't, he could get stuck out in no man's land, which you don't want to be at Doomben. You certainly don't want to be exposed at Doomben into the breeze. You need to get a bit of cover. But I'll be okay if he just hooks it back and comes in behind them and that. And the 6 R&T, who's a horse of mine that I like. The 1350s, the trip with 1350 is the question for me with him. He hasn't won it. It's a 1,200 metre horse, I think. But the rest of them just aren't going any good, or I don't see us a real threat. The one who's probably going to get the nice run in that is the 4 Sir Warwick, but geez, his last 2 have been pretty ordinary. So I can't come into him. The price, I think he's around the $6-7 mark. I think he's under. So I'm going to play around the 6 and 7. I think I can back them both to win. So that'll be my play for sure.
Beauty. And Trent?
There's 2 hopes here, 6 and 7. I've got the 7 Blazer Trail on top at $2.40. It's currently around the $2.70 mark. I've got number 6 Rub and Tug at $2.70. I've got it 3. It's currently $3.20. Am I going to bet in the race? Probably not. The 7 Blazer Trail's last win was at Mildura in July last year. It's rated well its last 2, and I rate a very consistent way that I do it. But geez, at a horse I want to be taking those types of price about? Probably not. R&T looks more likely, but I'd probably need both of them to drift and to get out to a price that's exciting for me, which is a long way from where they are at the moment. So that also that 14 Ashgrove is probably if those 2 fall over, we'll have luck.
He's the roughy sort of not really first up form, but has some talent. So he might just produce one. You never know.
That's right. He's the one that I'd that I'll be keeping safe. I certainly won't be laying. I'll be looking to lay the 4 Sir Warwick.
Yep.
I've got that one much longer. So not sure what I'm going to do in the race, but I definitely need those other 2 to blow. I think they're very good chances of winning the race.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's real simple, guys, and that if you price Blaze the Trail off its last 3 runs, it'll be winning this race. I'm going to back it, and I'm absolutely telling you right now that if it doesn't win this race, I will never back it again. Because this is a really limited race, and lines through Gravina, Antino, Alpine Edge, Emerald Kingdom, that's just so much better than this, and it wasn't embarrassed. And I don't have a distance query. And blinkers on again too, guys. Like, this is kitchen sink. Like Mara Eustace is saying, this horse has a little bit of ability, but we really need it to win a race. This is its race.
Yep.
Particularly with the question mark. Saying that, a horse like this, I can't make it a primary or anything like that, but everything just looks so right. Particularly with that question mark about Aaron T and the distance, but maybe those solid lines are still good enough. And who's this Malia Castle, Nick?
Yeah. Oh, look good. She's she can steer around if the lanes are open and that sort of thing. But
Okay.
yeah, look.
So I'm getting Ryan Maloney, one of the gun jockeys up there again, and the major danger is M Castle. Like, I kind of just have to bet, don't I?
Look, Aaron T's a pretty foolproof horse. He's pretty tractable horse and that sort of thing. So that shouldn't be an issue with him. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from. That
just from a betting perspective is what I'm talking
understand.
about.
Like, she's not a 3 kilo claimer that you can take a big advantage of the claim. Put it that way. It's just
My thing is, I want one of the senior primary jockeys on the card when I'm taking this kind of price range. And by the way, for everybody out there who's watching, which obviously you are if you're listening to this, if Sooty says he's priced this thing $2.40 and there's $2.70 available, and he says he's not going to take it, well, does he know how to bet, Nick? Doesn't he know what an overlay is, or what?
You know how I bet, Gord.
Yeah.
If I've got a 20s and it's 70s, it's Christmas for me. So.
Okay, let's move on to race 7 over the 11:10, and I'm definitely going to Nick first here. Man, awesome race to do, Nick, but tough. Did you find a solution?
Yeah, I'm confident here, Gord. Look, we were very confident about Goldsborough last Saturday.
I know. Oh, Jesus. What good odds we got too, mate.
It was $8, $9.
Still a good bet.
I think what the advantage of the yard was on the day, that it was a little bit against the Anderson runner in the preview, but saw it in the yard and it was outstanding.
Yeah.
I said there was only 2 chances, the 3 and the 1, and it was a nose between.
Yeah, but we're on at $9, $10 about a horse that got beaten this far. Look, don't get me wrong. We should only talk about for me, the only thing that matters is winning money.
Yeah, true.
But it was easy to. I mean, I'm sure plenty of our guys backed it each way and made a profit on a great bet. So
yeah,
I didn't. I backed it straight out, mate. But anyway,
okay, there's plenty of guys in the chat room that followed the mail too, and certainly had some on the
only danger, pretty much.
Yeah, so that was good, but geez, it was a low run, Gord. I mean, it had every possible and should have won, and even the winner was, if anything, was half decent behind them. It beats them. I'm going to completely discount that form, and I'm going to really oppose Goldsborough. I think it's a real risk at the trip. I think it's a 1,000-meter horse. It has a 1,200-meter win, but geez, that was against absolute walkers. So
yeah, I love that.
I'm going to oppose it here, and I'm just looking at my notes here. Yeah, I'm pretty keen to play on Dragonstone. I like the trial at Canterbury. Thought that was nice. It's a bit of it hasn't got a great winning record or anything like that, but it's been in better grades. Love the trainer. Jockey's good up here. I don't think there's many chances. Sneaky 5 is a danger because it'll get a nice run, but I don't know how well it's going. But it is a danger. But yeah, I'm pretty keen to play here, Dragonstone. And if I can't get the price I want, Dragonstone, I'm really happy to oppose the 4 Goldsborough. And this is something I want to check with you, Gord. And I'll get some feedback from the members here. Is when I'm doing the yard reports, are they happy for me to put in if I can't find one I like, but one I really want to oppose?
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great information.
There was one last week on the sunny coast that I was super against.
You know, the way Glenn sort of does it is like he'll go through, and that horse that's really short that you don't like, you put it in as your fourth number, and you just say parading poorly.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Something like that. Yeah.
Because there was one last week on the sunny coast. I think it was race 5 that Angels Flight won, but there was one that we were really against.
Yeah.
Well backed, and
that's fantastic information, man. No, definitely
okay.
stick it in there. Just only do the 4 numbers, because otherwise it takes you too long to type it out and shoot it out, and it is time sensitive. Yeah, but I mean, you've got to, like, you know, if there's an even money favorite that you don't like, just stick it in your 4th number and say what you think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, but no, keen to play here on Dragonstone. I mean, it's no super price or anything like that, no giveaway, but I think it's just probably better than most of these, and I'm very keen to be against Goldsman.
Beauty. And Trent, what do you got?
I've got number 2 Dragonstone on top, but I've got it around the 380 mark. So it's $2.45 currently. I'm never got to get anywhere near that price. So I'm going to look for some value, and I'm going to have something on number 7, Roman Aureus. So I've got it at $7.50. It's currently $13.20. Resumes off a 91-day spell. Won first up last time at Toowoomba. Went close without winning its next 5 starts. I could rate it a lot higher, but I'm just not that familiar with the trainer or the background on what's happened with it. But from its first up runs previously, I think it's got some hope here. So just one bet in this race, number 7, Roman Aureus.
You got any more information there, Nick, about trainer and whether he has his horses ready early prep, or what's the go?
Average trainer. Gorgeous trainer. Battle. Been around a long time. Look, he'll train a winner every now and then, but certainly doesn't instill confidence in me, no.
Yeah, because it does have, as you say, it's got that win, but not in a super strong race. But its better run was its next one, Trent, at Sunshine Coast with the Chaliot Namazu line. That's reasonable.
Yeah, that's right. It's got no jockey at the moment, so it might come out. But its runs there were pretty good. There was another one too. I think that 5th up run at Doomben in the open race where it got beaten half a length. Yeah, pretty decent.
Oh, look, I mean, if it gets the luck and whatever, Dragonstone should shit this in. But it's a map negative horse. Now, what price are you willing to take a map negative horse with a low win percentage?
Yeah, that's the
I mean, that's the question, and that's the decision you got to make. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, the 2 runs this preparation are good enough to shit this in. And, I had a massive opinion of this horse a little while ago. I'm still not 100% convinced that, it's not a decent horse. And let's face it, Joe Pride targets races and does kitchen sink jobs. And I'd suggest the trial at Canterbury off that second to Spacewalk and coming up here to the sort of the weakish form and putting Ormond on it. Geez, it just whiffs of we want to get a win out of this horse, for Christ's sake, don't we? Yeah, I know, but what price? What price? That's the question, man. So sort of you've gone really putting the pen to it to get to 380. Nick, you've probably got it around 250 or 260 or somewhere around there. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry to put words in. Yeah,
64 and gold.
Yeah. So I kind of want to back it. But it's price orientated. So get a Combet. How does everybody get a Combet account, Tootie? Because I'm assuming that you'll be top odds on this one as well. So.
No, I won't be. But it's go to combet.com.au. I'm not going to be low on Joe's horses, but
they're mates. Hey, he's your mate. Eh?
Oh yeah, of course.
He's when it hasn't won for a long time, I just have to do that same consistent way. So I penalise them for no wins for a long time, and that's where they flop. So if you're a $2 horse and you haven't won since June 2022, I'm just not going to have you very, very short. And it served me well over a long period of time.
Yeah.
That's fair, because it's a map negative horse, so you want to get a price for sure.
Yeah, map negative Joe Pride horses like Brutality tend to cost you a lot of money over
time. Well, you're the idiot owner that keeps on backing it. Like, seriously.
Yeah, my dad always says to me, it was 9s into 6. Did you ever need to do that? I said, maybe.
It's funny. I'm at I'm obviously on track, and I don't watch Sydney races or do Sydney form while I'm there. and I'll be standing there watching them. I'll hear brutality. Oh shit! Better go and have a look at that.
Oh, and it's been backed again. Oh, and it's run like shit again. Best last 200. Best last 200.
You got to love it as an owner, though. They keep drawing you back in.
Race 8, 1600 meters. Trent, what do you got?
I've got number 10 Hype on top here. I've got it $3.40. It's currently $4.55. It's looking for a hat trick, but it has a 31-day let up. I was going to ask Nick in regards to this. It's got pads and the synthetic hoof filler on. So it's had 31 days off. I'll probably guided by the yard there if what's happening. The market's obviously reflected that some kind of issue.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how bad the issue is. I'm not sure if you can tell how bad they are. Sometimes it can be a little bit of filler, and sometimes the whole shoe can be synthetic.
Yeah, you can have half a hoof missing, or you can have nail polish.
Yeah. Look, I'm not a big synthetic hoof fillers, and I've asked around and that, and it's not a big issue for me. As long as since the issue they've had, they haven't missed work and those sort of things. And it's one, as you said, it's a little bit of a time between runs. It's a weak field though. I thought the five's going to lead easy. Mississippi Prince. I think it'll just get the run. Wallace Saleek's gets a run somehow, but average horse. Look, I would have been really keen Height, but I just do not like the jockey engagement at all. I'm just not a Luke Tarrant fan.
Yep.
Since they've done the jockey swap, I just can't come into it at all with the. If I'm going to back him, I want double figures. Otherwise, I'm just not interested. If it's no good on the rails, you can guarantee he'll find a run on the rails. It's just not one that I want to play with any confidence at all. Be very interested to see. We'll know how the track's going to play by then. And if there is any sort of leader bias or that sort of thing, then I'll be happy to play on the Mississippi Prince, the 5, but not a whole lot of confidence around this race. I just wish they put a different jockey on Hype, and then I would have been pretty keen.
Yeah, it's a tough one to line up, isn't it? Because I don't know what to do with that. You know what I mean? Change of trainer, 8 weeks, coming out, really nice winner. Off that winner to win this race.
Yep.
And you're 59.5 down to 54 there. That must have caught your eye, Trent. You got figures with 59.5 that'd win this race, and then you're down 5.5 kilos. And then I'm looking at a trainer at Longford. Like, who's a none, Nick? Like 8 starters for 2 wins. Like, you obviously wouldn't know anything about it, would you? Like,
no, nothing at all good.
Yeah.
No, and that's the big question mark. Are you going to take, $4.20, $4.50 on a Saturday about a jockey you don't like and a trainer you don't know?
No, there's a lot of question marks there.
There's plenty of other races to play in apart from that. But look, we'll see how he parades and all that sort of thing. But yeah.
Oh, I mean, this could be great information, guys, because, I mean, you can have a look at its hooves as well, too, and you'll be able to tell. I know they paint over them, but if they're missing half a hoof, you can tell.
Oh, you can tell.
Yeah.
It's, there's different opinions on the hoof filler. It's an interesting one. Some people say discard, it doesn't matter. But then some will say...
Yeah, but I've heard, Nick, that it can be like 2 millimeters of hoof filler, or it can be, 3 centimeters. Then
here's one for you, good. Just before the Stradbroke, the run before the Stradbroke, which I think, excuse me, was the Kingsford Smith, Palaisapan, tore a third of its hoof away and got synthetic hoof filler. I know Chris quite well. Munsey said, "What's the go?" He said, "Didn't miss any work. Patched it up, ready to go."
Okay.
Didn't miss any work. Nearly flopped into third, which
was disappointing.
Yes, very.
Those odds.
Yeah. So to me, it depends on. Okay, you've had it's happened, but how much work have you missed since then, and what's done to your preparation beyond that? And unless you know someone in the stable, it's very hard to tell. But look, I'm not backing the trainer and the jockey at those prices on a Saturday.
That makes perfect sense to me. Saying that, it's sort of the only horse I sort of half went looking for, you know what I mean? Which is anyway, as you mentioned, we don't need to bet in all races.
Nope.
Let's move on to race 9 over the 1200 meters. And Nick, what do you got?
What have I got here? Yeah. Oh, look, there's a couple of obvious. There's an obvious one here in Hatchet. They're going to go along here, and he's going to get the nice run behind them. But there's a couple of potential horses I want to back here. The Toppy Kanazawa. Clearly, I think his form in his best form is superior to these. And I think if they can run on, he's going to be the one that really is belting home late. So I'll be interested in what I can get here price wise on him, and he's first up. So I want to see how he looks. It's 1200, but 1200 Doomben can be a bit of an ask because they can go to get to that first corner. You have to get in before that first corner, because if you don't, you're out in the breeze for 400 meters, 500 meters, and they just don't win from there unless you've got cover. So interested in him. And you want a bit further down, the 14, sorry, is Zarastro. Not a bad
You bloody mounting yard mail people. You keep on finding these Adonises with the heart of a pea.
Yeah, well, look good. I've never seen him, so
okay.
I don't know. Look, he's a Sydney horse. Geez, he trialled all right though. Trialled really.
Man, I thought this was going to be a group horse, Nick. And then Glenn's telling me it's a beautiful looking animal, and then you do what you do. Like,
geez, on the trial, it's got to be right in this for me. Look, I don't think there's many chances. I think like a lot of the races tomorrow, there's long tails in these races, and the results are going to be at the sharp end of the market, which is good for you, Gordon, and probably pretty good for me on the day. But look, Hatchet's the obvious one. The 12, he gets a nice run, but I'm very interested to see how 1 and 14 parade.
Definitely. Trent, what do you got?
Very keen 12 Hatchet. I've got it $2.50. It's currently $4.40 with tab. One last start at 7-4. Just needs to match that rating, and that will win here. I'm keen to lay the 1.
Okay.
Yeah, not 62 CJ. Yeah, not that price. You'd be shocked at what my price would be.
Well, come on, tell us, Sooty. Come on, tell us.
Oh, I've got it. I checked my jockey rating because I've got CJ as a 6 kilo thing, so that's probably not right at the moment. But with the 3 off, that puts its price around the $22 mark. So I'm not keen on it at all.
All right, so we're on a Combet then.
Yes. So I'll make sure I give the ag a little flick back the other way. So I'm not keen on 1. Very keen on 12. There were a couple of longer price ones. Number 10, Kosciuszko, I thought had some hope at odds around the $71 mark, and number 6, Broken Head, $73. I'll have something small on those two. Well, have had something small on those two, but very keen on number 12, Hatchet.
Yeah, it's an interesting race because I would love to put Kanazawa in the bin, both of you two, except for the half a length off. Think about it.
Yeah,
that's
what I've got written down here. Good, got beat 0.6 by Think About It. So
yeah, I know, but I think that was one of those races where Think About It just got the job done. You know what I mean? Like it didn't do any peak stuff or anything like that, which is why I got the opportunity to back Think About It in its winning streak that it went on at good odds, because the figures were no good, bunchish finish, etc. So that it's complemented by that smallish margin, and it's a blue colours horse that I know they've never had a big opinion. Oh, sorry, it used to be with Cummings.
It was,
yeah. So look, I mean, maybe he's turned it on or whatever, but we don't know because I don't have a trial or a jump out. Nick, have you got one or
no,
not?
Couldn't find anything. No.
Yeah,
but look, it's had a trainer upgrade. Look, it's gone from the blue colours to.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
It's had a significant upgrade.
Trent. Oh, you're so loyal.
It's had a significant trainer upgrade. I mean, the trainer may now know actually who the horse is, so that's a significant upgrade. So,
that's true. That's kind of true.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lose if it wins. Put it that way. Yeah. I don't have many chances in the race. If it or the 14 win, I'm not going to lose. But I am with Sooty that the obvious one is Hatchet, the 12.
I think the obvious one is Hatchet, and I not giving it a massive tick for the last start win, Trent. I was giving it a bigger tick for the Doomben run before that over the 1350, the Brigantine run. I have that as a nice run. So,
I've got them rated equally.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 12 on top two guys after all that. But I do have to say the small margin to think about it on the one is scary, but it's not a horse I've ever had an opinion of. And the 14, I mean, if Golan has ticked some sort of magic box with this horse, who I thought was going to be a group horse and has obviously disappointed me recently, then, well, it is shit this racing. So,
Interesting thing on Golan, he's been on holidays for 2 weeks. So he's not,
okay.
he hasn't been around.
Okay.
So, look, he's got good people, obviously, but it's always different to me when the man in charge isn't there. I always sort of
look,
just
you
pare
know,
it
it's
back a
another
bit.
thing that we talk about too sometimes, guys, and that when you get like this was a headline horse, there was a massive opinion about this horse, and you take it off one of the biggest trainers in Australia, or the biggest, Chris Waller, and you're little old T. Golan. I know not little old, but compared to Waller, like he's a flea, okay?
Don't say that, good. Geez, that's going to get you in trouble.
But it's true. How many
Don't
Group
come
1s
to-
has Golan trained? How many Group 1s has Chris Waller trained? Simple.
Yeah, but I understand all that, but when you come on track in Brisbane the next time, please wear a disguise after saying
Okay.
please wear a disguise.
What do you mean? I'm not saying he's not a great. I'll talk to him and I'll say straight to his face what I said. I don't know, Nick. You know, I'm a rather
let me know so I can wear
competitive person. Okay.
just let me know so I can wear a crash helmet and have the defib ready straight after. So I know what you're saying, good, but
So it wins a trial like that when he gets a headline horse. It comes off a big trainer. How hard is he trying with this horse, man? He is trying super hard with this horse.
One thing I will say about Tony is he's always trying to win. He is as driven as you will get.
I'm saying he's even more driven with this horse, man, because of those reasons.
Yeah, look,
you know?
I wouldn't argue about that. And I don't, yeah, look, Tony might have his detractors and that, but he is a winner.
Oh, man, no, I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
but I'm a big fan of it. Tony plays reserve grade and Waller plays A grade. It's simple.
Yeah, and then next Wednesday you'll say our guys play reserve grade, and then we'll put 60 on you in the Origin, and it's like because we're from Queensland and Maroon, we're always reserve grade.
Oh!
It's not on good. Yeah, but look, I know what you're saying, and look, Tony went to Sydney. It didn't work out. He went too early. But if he went to Sydney now and had the support, he'd be a very good trainer in Sydney. He's a very, very good horseman and trainer. So
I'm not saying otherwise. He's just in the reserves. That's all.
Okay. Well, good luck when you come on track.
Possibles v probables on a Friday night, Nick. You know,
I'll be behind you picking up the scraps, good. So.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Now, everybody out there to get Nick's Manning Yard mail, and there's a few horses we need a lead from the yard in tomorrow.
Yeah,
particularly that horse in the early race, that number 14 off the Melbourne stuff. I really want to comment off that from Nick. But if you need, but there's plenty of others that are fresh and could have more ability. And if you need that, then you need to sign up to RacingRant. And this, well, you know, take advantage of the fact that you're getting Nick's stuff for free, because it's not going to happen for very much longer, guys, because it's too valuable for us to give away. But it will be in the chat room. So sign up. You can get 2 weeks for free. Get in there. Take advantage of that. And Nick, what are your best on the day?
Well, at the moment, good. Sorry for everyone for the coughing and that. Certainly Power of the Brave in the first. Keen to play there. I think that the market's wrong there. I just don't understand the prices. Race 3, Star Spirit, at the current price. Each way it looks a bit for nothing for me. But I might even weight that bet a little bit more, win and place. And
so
then
that's race 4, number 2, Star Spirit. Yep.
Oh, did I get the wrong number, did I? Sorry, my bad.
Yep.
I was writing them down earlier. Yeah, sorry, race 4, number 2, Star Spirit. You're right, good. Sorry, apologies, everyone. And then Dragonstone, but I'll need to see a good yard report and how the track's playing. But my best of the day, I'm certainly keen Power of the Brave in the first.
Beauty. And Trent?
Race 2, number 8, all over Ella T Armour. Race number 5, Very keen on the 3 pocket full. Race number 9. Very keen on the 12 hatchet.
Okay, beautiful. And guys, just because this is tradition, I think you two should have $1 billion bet. You've got a shake on camera.
What race are we on?
And it's race 5. Nick, you're going to have Sailor's Secret.
Yeah.
And Trent, you're going to have Pocket Full.
He can have.
And
He
it's
can
just
have one end.
who finishes in front of the other. $1 billion, guys. Come on, shake on it.
That's the best bet ever.
I'm taking on Kendrick on a Saturday. I'm all in. Yeah, $1 billion.
Oh, I love it. I love it, guys. So for everybody out there, yeah, thanks for watching, and good luck, good punting. Looks a good betting card, and thanks, Nick, and thanks, Trent.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate.
There you go.